Wow. How many people think they know me? Have met me? Cool. To all of you who don't, I am therefore even more thrilled to be before you and hope to, in the next few moments, bring us closer together, from strangers to acquaintances, and who knows, from there to friends and colleagues. You who don't know me, therefore, don't know that there is family in the house. And I will begin with offering thanks to the family in the house that allows me to be here today. My wife, where are you? There you are. Thank you. She's video, you know, the insidiousness of the phone. My sister-in-law and my niece, my extended family, Hollis Hedrick in the back of the room there. I can't see the rest of the family, and my newest sister, Marin Alsop. So this is a big deal for me, and I offer thanks to Marin for those very kind words, and to the Guild for recognizing me in this way, which was somewhat of a surprise, and has given me the opportunity to, now 6 weeks into my retirement, thanks a lot to use a lot of that time trying to figure out what I was going to have to say. But it did, in fact, come kind of easily because of the 50 years, it turns out, of being involved in this work of trying to help a child find meaning and beauty in his or her life. And it's particularly significant, I think, today to receive the award, because when I joined the Guild board in the 80s, it was a very different kind of world and a very different kind of guild. And I remember walking into the board meetings, and Gail Morgan, I saw her, there she is, right front and center. In a way, Gail has the amazing ability to hold your hand across the street from lack of experience and knowledge to giving you the confidence to allow yourself to be authentic in a room and present people with your best thinking, whether it's the right thinking for the day or not. And for helping me learn those lessons, I thank you for the opportunities, Gail, and the rest of the board. I will also offer you one regret that I have. We all have regrets in life. Why didn't you ever hire me to sing with you or play the saxophone?
Get right on that.
Thank you. And Peter and Tanya, colleagues from the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, like, I'll give you my manager's name. There she is, right there, my wife. You know? She's got a video, right. So it's already been said what I wanted to say. Ronnie has kind of stolen the show, and so appropriately so. But she was upstage anyway, because the young people said it all. In a much more poignant way. So after all of these things of thanks, I'm going to share with you why I decided to come to take this opportunity and receive this award. And it has to do with the change from 1980s to now. In the 80s, I was asked to come to the board, I thought, rightly or wrongly, I thought, because of my position. I thought that the Guild wanted two things: a young African American on the board and a representative of the New York Philharmonic. Those were fine. I happen to be both of those things. But I really couldn't figure out what else was going on that we wanted to do that we hadn't done before. What did we want to do? Provide greater opportunities for children, quantitative. Increase the engagement of young people in music, because it was mostly then a music organization. All of which was good. But when I left the board some 7 or 8 years later, I felt good, but I didn't feel as though I had really kind of gotten anything done. That was the reciprocal engagement between what the Guild wanted and what I wanted. Because I felt at that time that I really couldn't express what I wanted. Because inside I was actually really kind of tormented and angry. It was the 80s, and I thought the world sucked. And I didn't think that we were actually making a difference to make the world not only a more beautiful place, but a better place. And I was afraid that we ran the risk, not we the Guild, but we artists and community, organizations and institutions, we ran the risk of trying to give people the expressive ability to engage it by engaging in art, but we weren't actually changing the world that was holding them down. That there was something about our activities that didn't take into account that the world was not benign. It was actually, to many, many people, a world fraught with things that removed possibilities and tampered down hope. I am now of a changed mind. I see in your work, in your words, and in the representation around this room, a different Guild. I see a world of now possibility because of you, that we will change the cyclorama, the backdrop for the lives of children, so that their expressive ability takes place in front of a changed world where their social and emotional well-being is ensured by you. It's a hairy, audacious goal. It's the right goal. We cannot only be involved with the children's expressive ability and the beauty seeking in what I said, but it's in the meaning making. And having them develop their skills and abilities to make sense out of a world that often doesn't make sense. So how do we help a child find meaning and beauty in his or her life? As artists and as educators, you now seem to understand that engagement in art provides a primary connection between a child and his or her imagination. And it's in the play of imagination, the very spark of creativity, that life evolves beyond mere sentience. We know that it is in the study of music, dance, painting, acting, all of those art activities, that a child is provided with the necessary assets to grapple with ambiguity and uncertainty, to postulate probability, and to assess possible outcomes. And you need only look around to see and hear so many young people tormented and confused as they try to make sense out of their world. And I would contend that the recent elements introduced into this world, fake news to be one, only add to this anxiety and the confusion they must feel. So, we must continue to challenge our young people and ourselves to see and to hear authentically. Why? To what end is all of this? To empower them. This empowerment, through developing the imagination, contributes to the necessary equipment they will need to dodge manipulation. The late Maxine Greene spoke so eloquently of art's ability to force us to, I quote, a grasp of particularity, a personal and not distanced involvement with the world, close quote. This is why we carry the arrow called art in our quiver. This is what I see and hear from you, the Guild membership, as you have now come to embrace the art as a consequence of the creative endeavor, the imagined order, the marriage of craft and inspiration. It's an arrow that I would encourage you to take aim and fire. Every day, you ask of yourselves an Herculean accomplishment. Every day, you find the energy to exercise leadership with your colleagues and on behalf of the youth participants in your programs. The reason, well, at least in part, is in your name: community arts education. Although it's become popular, the term community, it's bantered about and associated with almost everything now. For me, I think, and for you, I believe, it is what we strive for and what we hope to have as the result of our efforts. I was struggling myself once to try and, well, what is it? How will I know it? What's it look like? So I sat down and tried to create a vision statement for myself. I offer it to you now. Community. Where the potential of all citizens is realized. Where the arts are valued for their ability to improve the conditions of people's lives. Where, by participation in the arts, people better understand themselves and their responsibility to each other. This award, therefore, for me, is a culminating event in a professional life, and I retire confidently because you do what you do. Ralph Waldo Emerson gives me a closing line. Working at the Wallace Foundation, we've always struggled to know, what's the measure? Yeah. What's it gonna, how will you know what it looks like when you get there? And how will you be able to measure it and show it to other people that you've actually done something? We never quoted Emerson. I just found this the other day. Perhaps the foundation should have more poetry sessions. To laugh often and much. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. To earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. For giving me this award, for sharing in this moment, I feel a measure of success, And I offer to you the energy, the courage, the confidence. Fire the arrow, stay the course. God bless.